Life is a constant parade of disappointment, and that's just something you need to accept, I guess.
Last night's Game of Thrones ruined everything, so let's break it down in the spoiler-filled Nerdist News.
Hey! In what has become a distressing trend for Season 6 of Game of Thrones, the most recent episode followed up the badass, fast-paced action of last week with a steady stream of underwhelming reveals, water treading, and stupid decisions. I mean, seriously, Arya, what did you think would happen if you jumped off a roof and onto a bunch of stairs? You're gonna roll down those stairs and overturn a bunch of oranges. That's just physics, right, Kyle?
It sure is, Dan.
Thank you.
Last night's episode was disappointing for a lot of folks, but for longtime conspiracy theorists, it was like David Benioff and D.B. Weiss walked in your childhood bedroom, took your toys away and put them in a bag and lit the bag of fire and threw it out.
Is this something that happened to you?
Talk about it.
Oh.
Well, we don't have to talk about it. Instead, let's talk about 3 fan theories that are now deader than a starved, sunburned Gendry forever floating in a rickety canoe.
It's like there's no other kind of canoe. But first up, sorry, Clegane Ball fans. It looks like this week's highly anticipated Clegane-offs, in which both the Hound and the Mountain got to partake in some good old-fashioned slaughtering to work the rust off, ended in a cancellation of the Rumble we've all been waiting for.
Yep, it looks like there won't be a trial by combat, in which the Hound finally gets to exact his revenge on his big bro, after all, since King Tommen has officially outlawed the whole practice.
I just hate that guy. Give him Sir Pounce back. He was so much friendlier. Which, I mean, guys, in a word, this sucks. It sucks. The showrunners totally baited us. They revealed a living Hound just as the Queen Mom's trial by combat plans were ramping up. They knew we'd be getting hyped for Cleggy B. And then, boom, turns out there's not going to be a trial, and in fact, the Hound's going to head north with the Brotherhood without banners, while the Mountain does, I don't know, creepy stuff with his purple skin and his mask in King's Landing.
And speaking of the Brotherhood, we all hoped we'd find out that they had a new leader this week, Lady Stoneheart, a badass resurrected Catelyn Stark with a creepy, ever-present throat slit and a propensity for hanging anyone related to the Boltons, the Freys, or the Lannisters. But despite so much evidence last week, from a more mean-spirited Brotherhood presence to a super prominent hanging, we were instead reintroduced to Beric Dondarrion.
He's back, baby! It's the Beric boys.
Beric Dondarrion, and if he's still leading the Brotherhood, then Lady Stoneheart is officially off the table.
Or off the chain. Who knows, maybe she's skateboarding somewhere in Westeros. Kickflip!
Yeah!
Anyway, this was made all the more frustrating thanks to almost everyone talking about Catelyn this episode, like Brienne the Blackfish, or Brienne and Jaime Lannister, or Jaime and Kat's brother Edmure Tully. It seemed like the show was bending over backwards like Linda Blair in The Exorcist to remind us about Catelyn in order to set up her zombified return. But then, the Hound walked right up to the river, echoing the discovery of Catelyn's body in the books, and literally pissed in it. But hey, sweet dong shot.
It's like, take this, fans. This is what we think of your fan theories. Enjoy some Hound win.
Win, win, win.
Either the show is straight up trolling us now, or it's our own damn...
Ogering us.
Or ogering us, Dan.
Sorry.
Or it's our own damn fault for being this hopeful. We know that we can't be hopeful on Game of Thrones. Either way, if Beric Dondarrion didn't give the last of his many lives to resurrect Catelyn a few days after the Red Wedding, there's no way he's gonna wind up doing it now. It has to have been months, maybe a year since Catelyn died. At this point, it'd be like resurrecting a gross, worm-covered bone woman.
I like the phrase bone woman, but gross and worm-covered gives me pause. Anyway, now despite all of that, there are still fans out there clinging to the hope that we'll see Lady Stoneheart at some point. I mean, they did talk about her 3 freaking times, and, you know, rule of threes. Maybe that wasn't just a troll.
Ogre.
Or an ogre. Maybe she's still back there pulling the strings for a big episode 10 reveal. Maybe.
Probably not, though.
Yeah, probably not.
And finally, Arya's storyline in Bravos has seemingly come to an end in the most disappointing way possible. After 2 seasons of training to become a faceless assassin, so she can finally cross the remaining names off of her list, Arya is bailing on the whole kit and caboodle without ever having learned how to change fate. Isn't that the whole point? How to change and become a faceless? Never mind the whole fact that Arya made the waif up in her head and she's straight up fight clubbing it so she can finally kill off her more vulnerable self and become a heartless assassin she always wanted to be theory. This just recontextualizes everything we've seen, like Arya ditching the faceless men and then casually going for a walk in public, and it makes it feel less like hints at what's to come and more like, lazy writing.
Damn! Although I would say I would love Daredevil if it ended with him cutting off Foggy's face, but that's just me.
So what's going on with Game of Thrones right now? Are all of our theories completely off base?
Yes.
Have we outsmarted the writing staff behind the show?
Yes.
Is Tyrion a secret Targaryen?
Yes.
Will Bran accidentally drive the Mad King mad?
Possibly.
Is Jon Snow the prince that was promised?
No, that was real Prince, R.I.P. Or do the writers know how to write a show better than the fans do, and they'll surprise us with an even better version of what we've been hoping for that hits a deeper, more emotionally resonant tone, rather than the explosive, all-too-easy violence we've been asking for? Nah!
Either way, we'll probably have to wait 2 more weeks for any kind of follow-up, as it's looking like the next episode will focus entirely on the Battle of the Bastards.
Ramsay?
And Jon. We're not complaining.
Yeah, me neither. But what do you guys think? Are any of our theories valid now? Do you think that Lady Stoneheart could still make an appearance? Will the Cleganes ever bowl? Let's discuss.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want even more deep dives into all the Game of Thrones conspiracy theories, you can check out All Kings Considered, our show where we discuss all these things with Matt Grossinger and Alicia Lutz on our Facebook page.
Come for the Game of Thrones theories, stay for Matt's mustache. It is prodigious. And guys, this week E3 is taking place in Los Angeles. We're going to be talking all things video games all week long. You can find all of our coverage on Nerdist.com. We're going to be at the floor. We're going to be covering all the press conferences with live blogs. You can find that all on Nerdist. Join the conversation online. Let us know what you want to see, what you want to play. If you want to play Game of Thrones Season 2 from Telltale, let them know.
Help us!
Come on!
He's getting out!
Show us the
I need to
E3,
escape!
the triple
Now.
electronic entertainment event.
I require sea beef.